I instantly thought, like, this is it for me.
His friends were gone.
Calls me the next morning, Niles, I can't move, I get my back.
Most painful shot I ever got.
I don't know what's going on.
And doctors would wake me up and shoot me with something in my stomach.
Barely could walk.
Nobody was taking me serious at all.
Ahí yo dije, espera un momento, esto ya es serio.
Barely could get off the couch.
Muy joven para tener un derrame cerebral.
To be honest, my thought of boxing was out the window.
Con el golpe en la cabeza ahora es un peligro.
My name is Nelson Rodriguez. I'm 25 years old. I'm from San Juan, Puerto Rico, and I'm a boxer.
Actually one of the best boxers to ever come out of Ocala.
Una pegada fuera de liga, en ambas manos. Y es emocionante verlo pelear.
It all started when my parents kicked me out, 2020. I ended up living in the streets. Fell into a little bit of trouble. I got arrested. After my arrest, I ended up being able to do nothing but box. So I ended up falling in love with it, coaching kids, and now I made it my career. When I was living in the gym, I slept on a jiu-jitsu mat. And every morning I would wake up, gym opens at 10 o'clock in the morning. There'd be a lot of people coming in. It was over summer, so a lot of kids were coming in at the time. And I did nothing but live there. So I was like, man, I must just start training so I could start making some money. That's what made me fall in love with it. I learned how to do mitts. I started researching workouts for boxing. I started doing like a bunch of different HIIT trainings, high intensive interval trainings with people, and a lot of people ended up loving it. And I went to my first pro fight and was like, I want to do this. Like, this is what I can do. And eventually I ran into a guy named Niles. I ended up getting a job at FedEx so I can make some extra income, and I met him there. He ended up becoming my best friend. It was one day I told him, I was like, hey man, listen, I live in a gym, you should come check it out. It's a boxing gym, you'll end up falling in love with it. We ended up going to the gym, and he put on the mitts for the first time, and I taught him what to do. I was like, this is a 1, this is a 2. And from that very first day that he was in there, he's never not been in there with me.
My name is Niles. Nelson is one of my best friends, and I am his mitt coach. I never held mitts before. It was the first time I was in a boxing gym, and to be honest, first time we did it every day, ever since that day. So, you know, we fell in love with it. Well, Nelson came up to me one day and he's like, Niles, listen, I have a fight scheduled, and, you know, I want to go through a training camp. So, you know, me and him, we were living together, and every single day, every day we looked at film, and we looked up different workouts and foot movement and drills to do, and you know, more and more every day we got better and better and better until that fight, and he ended up knocking the dude out in the second round, and it was the best feeling ever.
Niles said, listen man, we don't want to be here all night, so make it happen quick. crowd was wild. The crowd was going crazy. And it made me fall in love with it because I brought my son into it, and I saw that my son like got that feeling of, man, this is what my dad is doing. I brought him into the ring. He cried tears of joy. Oh, I get chills just talking about it. And that made me like realize, yo, my son loves this. I want to give my son something to look up to. So from there, we just been pedal to the metal. Boxing allowed me to bring my son a lot closer together. Boxing got him a room in his house. Boxing has allowed me to bring him into more different environments. His discipline, we're working on it, because now he thinks that because I punch people, he can go around and punch people. So we're working on that with school. But the relationship I had with my dad is something that fuck, my bad. I hate talking about my dad. My relationship I had with my dad was a big part of why I am the way I am with my son. My dad was a professional baseball player. He took me and my sister everywhere. He ended up passing away a couple of years ago. But he showed me how to be a dad to my kid.
What? That's crap.
He always... My dad always did stuff for me and my sister. So he taught us, like, he taught me what it was to be a good dad, whether he was around 24/7 or not. So I just want to set the same example for my son. And he was an athlete. I'm an athlete. It just runs in our blood. Yeah, my bad. That's a sensitive subject that I talk on. My dad.
So after that fight, it was actually a few weeks later, and it's crazy because me and Nelson live together every day, and the one time I happened to go home and sleep home, he calls me the next morning, Niles, I can't move, I get my back, I don't know what's going on. And me, I'm freaking out because I think I was going to work, or I was busy doing something, and it scared me really bad. So I'm over here calling my friends and his friends and calling family members and calling everybody just to find out what's going on, to get to Nelson as quick as he can. And you know, that was a very, very scary situation.
August 28th, I had my fight. September 25th, I had a TIA, which is like a minor stroke, they put it as. They told me that I had a herniation in my neck, that no blood or oxygen was getting to my brain, which caused my body to shut down. I was hospitalized for a week. Dude, I couldn't poop. I couldn't poop for a week. I couldn't shower. I couldn't move. For the first 2 days, I was slurring my words. My lip was down like this. Like my whole left side was numb. I couldn't feel it. It was every morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, doctors would wake me up and shoot me with something in my stomach. And it was the most painful shot I ever got. It was hell.
What were you thinking?
I thought boxing was over for me. I remember the first time I went into the hospital, I saw a doctor, and his first words were, take him to the procedure room, we're gonna have surgery tonight. And they were gonna do an acupuncture or whatever on my neck, but by the time they had taken me to a room, I saw another doctor, and the doctor was like, that's not necessary. What do you do for a living? And I told him, I was like, I'm a boxer. So immediately he put that on there and was like, yo, this is what caused it. You getting hit in the head caused it. You doing workouts caused it. If I do any neck workouts, that could have caused it. So the doctors are all throwing it onto my career of boxing. So I instantly thought, like, this is it for me. I remember the doctor telling me, after you're done here, you probably shouldn't box again because it takes one more hit and it could be more serious next time. So I had my family and friends around me listening to this conversation, knowing that this is what I wanted to do now for the rest of my life. That shit was tough. For a doctor to sit here and tell me like, yo, you're not gonna be fighting no more. I had to take that and now figure out like, now what am I gonna do? Like I'm 24, 25 years old. I don't know what I'm doing. I fell in love with boxing and thought that was it. Now the doctors are taking that from me. So I'm in the hospital bed in tears day in and day out because I didn't know what I was gonna do, whether I was gonna be able to even box again. Not too religious, but a miracle happened. I'm fine. It took me about a month to get back to normal, but after that month, I was training like I was stronger than I was before I got my stroke. Can't even remember when my body officially got back to normal because it took me a while. I was on crutches for a while, and then eventually I could start feeling the strength in my left leg come back. So I started walking with just one crutch, and then I let go of the crutch, and then I started training again from there. No, so after I had my injury and was finally getting back into boxing, nobody was taking me serious at all. I had a guy that was coming in to try and coach me before my injury. And after my injury, my incident, he stopped showing up or he started making excuses that he couldn't be in there. So I started getting the vibe that nobody was taking me serious because I'm a liability now.
I got it now, bitches. Do you?
Sarah is my girlfriend. I've known her my whole life. I've known her since I was in high school, since I got here from Puerto Rico. She was one of the few people I got into trouble with in high school. She used to always pick me up from my parents' house when they would kick me out in high school because I was just a delinquent. She used to take me to work 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, pick me up all the time. She didn't even live with me. She would just do that because I needed help. And then eventually, you know, I ended up graduating high school. We ended up going our separate ways. And it was actually after I ended up recovering from my stroke that I ended up meeting Sarah again.
My name is Sarah Harmon. I'm from Morristown, New Jersey, and I'm a hairstylist and I own my own business. So when I saw him at the club, it was my first time seeing him in like 5 years. So it was kind of too good to be true. Like I didn't even know he was back in Ocala. So it was really exciting seeing him for the first time again. He showed me a lot of videos, and it was almost like I really didn't believe him because he's always been so healthy and so active. And to know that someone like super young that I know that had like for them to have a stroke, I was like, this can't be true. So I want him to go all in. If he wants to be a world champion, then that's what we're gonna do. You know, like whatever it takes for him to get where he wants to be, that's what we're gonna do to get there. But as far as he wants to take it, I'm gonna be right there. And even if he, you know, sometimes, especially after his stroke, no one really supported him. His friends were gone. They didn't like really take him serious. Niles was in Miami for his own family emergencies. So it was me and him, and he wanted to stop. And I think I was like a really big reason as to why he didn't. I was like, no, because I'm really big in the gym. So I'm like, we're going to the gym, like whatever we have to do, you know, to get you further.
Now coming into the year of 2022, on January 1st, me and my girl sat down and we made it a choice, like, I'm gonna go get real coaching. I'm gonna go get a real coach. I'm gonna go put myself in a real gym. What do I gotta do? And we ran into John 3:16 and 17 boxing gym.
Bueno, Nelson es amigo de mi hijo es un profesor profesional. Y mi hijo me habló grandes cosas de él. Nunca lo conocí en persona. Un día lo conocí, me vino a saludarme un día, hicimos un show aquí, lo conocí. Y bien humilde, bien caballeroso. Empecé a hablar con él y vi unos talentos increíbles. Me emocioné porque vi un boxeador completo. Vi un boxeador que también se puede desarrollar y que está dispuesto a crecer. Sí, él me contó un día que él tuvo un derrame cerebral. Ahí yo dije, oh, espera un momento, esto ya es serio. Primero que es muy joven para tener un derrame cerebral, pero sí tuvo ese derrame cerebral, me lo comprobó con papeles. Y yo dije, bueno, coger golpe en la cabeza ahora es un peligro. Pero el doctor le dio un clear. Y yo dije, bueno, es a tu propio riesgo. O sea, yo te voy a entrenar, pero va a estar bien pendiente. Pero lo he visto guanteando, ha cogido golpes y no se confunde, viene para atrás. Y dije, bueno, me está sano. Pero para tener un derrame cerebral, normalmente una persona rápida se encierra, o sea, ya pierde su sueño y le echa todo para el lado. Él le dio más hambre para pelear ahora por el derrame. Él vio eso como que lo motivó más ahora a coger lo que él quiere lograr en su vida. Y me motivó a mí como entrenador y es un buen peleador. Creo que va a ser una estrella en el boxeo.
My goal in boxing is obviously by the age of 27, my contract needs to say that I'm a professional boxer. Everybody in Ocala, I want to put my city on the map. I want to become a pro boxer that does something for the city of Ocala, Florida. Eventually, I want to open up my own gym, you know, for the kids, so I can start training kids and, you know, go from there. I don't know, but my future in boxing is to get as many fights as I can, stay healthy, and just experience it. Like, I love the environment of even just going to watch a fight. Like, even just going to watch professional fights. We enjoy that too. Like, we go to our fights and it's pretty stressful because it's fight night, but then going to go watch fights, it's like, I'm gonna be on that stage one day, you know? And I've met a lot of people, a lot of pros, a lot of high up people in the boxing world that they think I got the potential to make it. So I'm gonna go ahead and prove them right.
Do you see yourself in the future as a champion?
I do. I do see myself in the future as a champion.
Can we get that one more time?
I see myself in the future as a champion.